Man, look what just fell in my lap, guys. The power of prayer is real. I was supposed to do a video on a 2023 brand new Silverado with the 6.6 and 6-speed. The truck actually got sold. So I figured, whatever, at some point I'll do a video, right? This truck is here at Larry H. Miller here in Sandy, Utah. It has the 6.6 gas and 6-speed, and I have the 10-speed on the left side here, guys. I am super excited. I've already done the testing on my truck, so I'm going to use that footage in this video so you guys can see it. But I am super stoked to drive this truck. It's been a while since I've driven a 6.6 with the 6-speed. This is a custom model, and yeah, I'm really excited. This day is going really well for me. Now, the only reason why I wanted to do the testing with the new truck is obviously because my truck is new, and that truck actually was a higher trim level. This truck is not that heavy, and I'll show all that stuff to you guys on this drive here. But let's go ahead and set up. We have about 11,500 miles, so this truck is definitely broken in. So it's probably going to perform a little bit better in terms of my 2024. The truck only has like 300 miles on it. But I actually got footage for a Hemi 3500, which never happens. That's why I said like the power per, guys. Like straight up, I got the gas 6.6, which is kind of rare to find. And I got a Hemi 3500, which is rare too, here at Larry H. Miller. All in one dealership. So cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and set up so we can get down the road. Now what's funny is, I have to really hurry up and do the 0 to 60 because look at the sky. My draggy does not do well in cloudy conditions, so I really have to hurry now. Right now it's showing that we have a bar, so we gotta really hurry this thing up. But this truck is bare bones. This truck weighs 1,000 pounds less than my truck. I should have put that, oh man, I should have put that generator back there. That would have helped a little bit, but not much. But it doesn't matter, it's only 130 pounds, 140 pounds or so. But yeah, we're gonna hurry up because look at the sky. Man, I hope we can get the draggy to work. Now, some of you might remember that I did a video probably about 2.5 years ago saying that this powertrain was last place. Now, the reason why I said that was, number one, the 6-speed transmission. You know, with Ford having the 7.3 with the 10-speed and Ram having the 8-speed, I just feel like they should have came strong in 2020 and they did not. The other issue was the horsepower. Although this engine does feel pretty strong behind the 6-speed, I still think that they should have came strong and at least been neck and neck with Ford, but they actually are last place. Ram has more horsepower compared to the 6.6. And the last thing was, you could not get lower gearing. Those are the points I made, and a few people disagreed with me, obviously, which no surprise. But I think this truck having 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet of torque is good numbers, don't get me wrong. But I think that GM could have really came strong in 2020, especially with Ford unveiling their 7.3. Let's go.
30. 60.
Oh, wow. Did you guys see that? 0 to 60 in 8.74 seconds. I want to say the 10-speed was, I don't even remember honestly, but it was nowhere near that. I think it was like 10.55, I think. Wow, this truck is way faster. So I've been a little disappointed in the 10-speed configuration. Now, my truck is still new. I've only had it not even a week yet. It has 300 something miles on it. This truck is broken in. It has 12,000 miles almost. But 2 seconds almost? That's a little bit over 2 seconds better. And then the Ram did slightly better than the GM. Actually, it did more than slightly. It did probably about a second better. But one thing I've been mentioning is they need more horsepower somewhere in the gears. Like, you can really tell between like 60 and 80 miles an hour. Like, I'm going to kind of mess up the fuel economy run. Nah, you know what? I'll wait. I will wait. I want to do the exact same test as I did with the 2024. Now, this truck is lighter, so that's going to really be be the benefit for this one. But still, the weight shouldn't really matter because we're doing mostly highway driving. At least 60% of it is. And we're always kind of moving on these drives. So the weight doesn't really matter as much. Now, if we were doing it like city driving and a lot of stop and go, that would probably affect the fuel economy more so. You can feel the shifts for sure. And we're at, let me go ahead and switch cameras so you guys can see the RPMs here. So let me drop back down to 60. There it is. So we're at what looks to be like 1500 RPMs. 70. It looks like the RPMs are actually lower on this truck. I think they are. Oh wow. Now I forgot to mention this in the video, but this truck does not have four-wheel drive. So that's why it's so light, and when you guys see the fuel economy, that's probably why it got such better fuel economy. I've never seen the bottom of a Chevy HD without four-wheel drive, so we gotta look. Oh wow. Wow, it looks so different down below here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Should be a little bit better there. Never seen that before in my life. This is the first time for everything. We're at the midpoint currently. So we're definitely doing better on fuel economy, way better. We're already at 13.1. I want to say we're at what, like about 11.8 between the Ram and the Chevy with the 10-speeder. It's starting to rain a little bit, but the roads aren't wet, so it's not going to affect the fuel economy. You can feel the shifts for sure, and that's where the 10-speed is just a little bit better. Like, this shifts are so close together you don't even feel them. It's just a really refined transmission. But man, this truck feels more peppy. Like, I'm gonna do one acceleration, just one. It's gonna affect the fuel economy a little bit, but not by much. But watch this. I'm going downhill right now. So let's just kind of, and actually, you know what's good is I'm actually coasting down the hill. I always kept it in cruise control at 70 miles an hour in the past, so this is actually a good test. So 60, let's hit it. Oh yeah, this truck, it feels stronger. I mean, it feels a little bit stronger. I mean, obviously it's the same horsepower and torque, but I feel like the 6-speed just puts that power down a little bit better. And I just feel like that 10-speed, I don't know if the truck is just too heavy. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that extra weight that you have to tug along with that higher trim level, it's just an issue. Which is why I said they should have came up with a high output gas engine. They should have raised the compression, you know, made it required for premium, which I would have been okay with because I'm going to put premium in the truck anyways. And you could have gotten maybe like an additional 30 or 40 more horsepower, and maybe like another 20 or 25 pound more torque. I think it doesn't need much. It's just a little bit lacking in the power department. It feels sluggish. And again, I haven't even had a chance to put a trailer behind it yet. So man, that might be the deciding factor for me. But all in all, I do like this truck with the 6-speed. I just think that GM should have added more power. I mean, hey, with Ford having a 7.3, and you know, Ram is just, they're just left behind. I mean, they just have, you know, the lowest amount of torque, but they're not far behind, I guess, when you think about this truck's 401 horsepower. But I just think that GM could have really came in strong. They just missed the dunk by a little bit. And I haven't even driven the 7.3 yet. That's gonna be scary too, because you know, the 7.3, you can gear it lower out back. You can get that 430 rear, and that's gonna really make a difference too if you're towing a trailer. Almost forgot to show you guys 80 miles an hour too. So the RPMs are definitely, about the same, I would say. I think I might be thinking about the Ram. The Ram was at 2200, but this looks to be the same as the 10-speed in the Chevy with the 10-speed. Wow. This truck is about the same for the decibels. It might even be a little bit quieter actually too. It's about the same as my Chevy. This truck doesn't have as much sway. Let me see what the tire pressure is. So the backs are at 80 PSIs. The fronts are at 60, probably about 65-ish. They're at 67, 66. I mean, there's still a noticeable amount of sway, but it's not bad though. Like right now, currently we're at 14 MPG, so man, wow. Like this is definitely a weight issue. That's all it is. I'm driving this truck normally too, but we'll definitely check it when we get back to the dealership though. So these are the numbers for this custom. It's gonna have a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,350, 4,400 pound front gross axle weight rating, and the rear 6,600 pounds. And all in, this truck has a payload of 3,598 pounds. And you guys can see the curb weight is 6,752 pounds. And then here's some of the towing numbers for this setup. So here's where we ended off at, 13.7, 14.9 MPG. So what did you guys learn? Well, for starters, when you have 12,000 miles, your engine is broken in and you're gonna get better fuel economy. That's the first thing you learned. The second thing is, the 6-speed transmission performs really well in this application. I just think that GM, they should have added more horsepower and torque. And again, once my truck is broken in, I'll probably do these tests over again, like once it has like a few thousand miles on it. But all in all, I'm actually really happy with this setup. The custom is 1,000 pounds lighter than my high country, but this is a 2500, so it's gonna have a different frame. It's gonna have no overload leaf spring, so those things are gonna add weight to this truck as well. So if this was a 3500, it probably would be closer to like 7,000 pounds or so. But hope you guys like the video. I am definitely hoping I can tow with one of these trucks in the future, because I really want to now get my truck, you know, head to head with one, so I can see how they perform side by side. All right, but special shout out to Larry H. Miller here in Sandy, Utah. They do have this truck available for sale. Be sure to let them know you saw the video, and I'll see you guys soon.